Welcome back to another writer's interview. I'm Eileen Zhao. I'm here with Melody. Melody, would you like to introduce yourself a little bit?
My name is Melody, and I'm currently in eighth grade at Toronto, Ontario.
Nice. Melody, how did you start writing? Or what made you decide to start writing?
So I began writing during COVID. It started off with journaling because I was very bored and I was not allowed to hang out with my friends or go outside. And I really realized that quickly helped me develop many writing skills and communication skills. It also just let me be myself and really know myself. And then I began really liking it, so then my mom started booking online classes, and there we go. That's where I started writing from, all the way from not fiction to personal experiences.
Cool. Do you have any type of writing that you're drawn to? Because you mentioned you've branched out to different types of writing.
Well, I've mainly focused on creative writing because I like to note down my thoughts every once in a while and then put them together. And I like how different characters work. So I mostly focus on that.
Nice. Like what kind of characters are you interested in writing about or like exploring?
Well, I believe many of my characters are inspired by real life people in my life, as well as in other books. They have abilities that us regular humans cannot very do, but they also have weaknesses, such as you and I. Yeah.
Nice. So what is like your favorite thing to write about?
Um, I like to write about everything, just writing in general. Um, I think when it gets to creating your own world, like because this is Earth and Earth provides us with many things, but I like to go on the creative side, where I get to create these buildings and these powers and the laws that the different planet in my book has.
So when you're like constructing worlds, what kind of stuff do you usually start with? What kind of stuff do you like to focus on when you're constructing things for your
Yeah,
writing?
so I like to begin with the landscape and the visual. I think that really helps me create the plot of the story. I know that can differ from person to person, but that's just my go-to if I'm in, for example, writer's block. After that, I think I would mostly focus on personality to personality. So, for example, Alex and Emily. Alex might be tough and scary, while Emily might be shy. Well, that can, once you blend those two worlds together, that can, you can decide conflicts and um, ups and downs from that.
Cool. Do you want to tell us about something that you've been, any like writing project that you're either working on or have worked on that you're into?
Uh, Quite frankly, I'm kind of focusing on school right now because it's kind of hard adjusting from summer to school. But so I haven't writing as much, but um, I've had I've written one short story that has kind of brought me into that layer of people that I would like to categorize myself with. It's like the people that really like writing and that are good at it. Um, and it was about a monster, and the monster was inside the main character, and she was trying to fight herself with that, but she couldn't kill herself. She would have to learn to heal.
Sounds really perfect. Uh, cool. So I guess like that takes us to our next question, which is like, what kind of how do you strike a balance between writing and school? Because you mentioned that you were pretty busy.
I think writing for me during this time period has become more of a relaxation and something I would do when I'm into it, and I wouldn't really focus on it. I would focus on school, but I think um, the biggest influence is not just school in general. It's how school would. Oh my God, I'm so exhausted from school. I don't feel like writing. It's like I don't want my gears in my head to turn anymore, so I just want to relax, nap. That's it.
Yeah, I get that. But like when you do have time to write, is there anything that you do to like get into the zone, get yourself focused, or
Uh, I feel like for me, whenever I write, I like jotting things down on the sticky note. So getting myself into the zone is just, oh, seeing something inspirational or creative that I wrote on a sticky note, and then I quickly spiral it into a Google Docs. I don't really romanticize writing per se. I kind of just go on my computer and then start typing. But yeah,
oh, um, are there do you like read a lot? Are there anything that is there any types of books or just any specific book or author that you particularly like or recommend?
yeah. I love J.K. Rowling. Um, I read about 30 minutes a day, mostly not on a daily basis. More like I'm tired, but not tired enough to go to sleep. And it's kind of like a medication for me to take when I go to bed. So then I mostly read stuff like, for example, 7 essays to change the way you think, and or 100 essays. Um, and I love self-help books because I think at my age it's kind of the era where you develop your brain and how you are and your discipline, etc. Um, but I love all different types of authors. I kind of feel like it goes from book to book. For example, Colleen Hoover, she's not the best on media, and some of her books are terrible, but I think there's one or two that I love.
Yeah, so I guess like when you're reading, do you ever find yourself like consciously or like okay, when you're writing, do you ever find yourself consciously drawing inspiration from what you read, or do you feel like it's more of a passive thing or
Yeah, well, I like to blend. Well, I think what I read influences very much on my writing style. So it depends on how much detail I would like to put into my sentences. How authors begin their books might also strike me as how I'd like to begin mine. Um, but I kind of blend my presence and the books together. So I like a bit of both.
nice. So do you have any other advice related to writing that you would like to share?
Yeah, I think when you're in a writer's block, I think the most important thing is just go for it because I remember during COVID, I was in this big writer's block, loved writing, didn't really want to do it, and then I would search up, oh, how to get out of a writer's block on YouTube and social media, etc. And I think the most important thing is just to do it. And you don't know when you're typing, an idea might suddenly come to your head. You just kind of have to go for it.
Awesome. Thank you for speaking with us today, Melody. It was really nice
Thank
to
you.
hear your thoughts. Uh,
Yeah.
cool.